Hey, it's me, C, back for another video, another daily. If you haven't met me before, hi, welcome. I talk about movable body stuff, I talk about health and fitness stuff, I talk about beauty stuff, I talk about peptides and things, and prevention wellness, and all manner of things. Anyway, for the duration of this particular video, I'm going to be talking about growth. And I'm talking about this today because I really enjoy watching people's and learning about and following people's growth stories. And so I was like, you know what? I should probably do that because we're new to each other. I should know where I'm starting from and what I've gotten, where I've been going so far, as it were. And also down here are my notes. So I'm going to periodically peek because peri is in full swing, and yeah, the words sometimes they're not as snappy as they used to be coming. Okay, anyway, growth. So this is what we're doing. So the first thing that I've had growth on is my self-compassion. Yes. In terms of managing like chronic illness and what I've been wondering, like for the past year and a half, I'm like, wait a minute, like, is it chronic or is it my environment, my outer environment? Because I used to have really bad, I thought it was rheumatoid arthritis and flare-ups, and like, well, I would say just my joints would ache a lot in America. I had a lot of stress, and it was the end stages of a marriage thing, and it was just a lot, and my body was just like horribly misbehaving. And I say that I don't know if it was chronic because I'm like, interesting that in Mexico I didn't have those issues. Like, or if I did, it would be, oh, I can tell when the rain is coming, like when there's a thunderstorm, right? And so those are really the only times. It wasn't this constant like gnawing at my joints and the fatigue. I am talking about tired. Chronic fatigue, folks, you know, that kind of fatigue, the kind of fatigue where you're like, oh, I think I'm just gonna marry myself to this bed or this sofa for a while. That level of fatigue, like soul fatigue. That's what I mean. And so but from that, the further learning that I had like in that space was really that allowed me to really sit with that. And then I'm like, okay, well, if this isn't chronic, like, where else might my body, mind, spirit, the whole connection thing improve? And so again, hence Thailand. Another area of growth of self-compassion has been with the whole neurodivergence thing. So I've really gotten a chance to sit with that over the past couple years, really intensely this past year with unmasking. And really, yes, not just sitting with it, but letting myself do the stems that I haven't, letting it be seen, really. Which you still probably won't notice much, except for over the years I've kind of trained myself to stem in a way that was quote unquote deemed suitable. So there's that. And so I learned that unmasking is an amazing, wonderful thing that has allowed me to have so much more mental space, mental clarity, and also it's taught me, like, how to be more discerning with whom I unmask around, or like who feels safe. And also another thing that I've given myself a lot more self-compassion for is sometimes in the past I waited in a space, like with a person or a place, for the right words to come instead of just listening to my body straight away, because my body would tell me like instantly, right? And then I would kind of gaslight my logical self would be like, oh, it can't be that, it could be this or that or this or that. And so I've normalized listening to my body first and going with that. Like my body's like, no, we should go now. It's a no, we are going, we are this, yes, going now. Instead of trying to talk myself out of how my body is feeling. That is a huge thing that I've been working on, and I have huge gains and growth in that area. And in terms of growth edges, things that are less comfortable or that felt sticky, was just or when it came time to, because I thought I was happy just moving around Mexico, bop, 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 here and there, and I was resistant until the universe kind of said, sit down somewhere, to sitting down in a specific city in Mexico for more than like a month and a half, 2 months or something like that. So the initial uncomfortableness or restlessness subsided, and in that space I really, the growth after that was a burst to my creativity, which was a good thing. That was easier, but first had to come the crunchiness of having to, of being everything just being told and listening and being like, no, be still for a minute. That's where the uncomfortableness came from. And then, so the third thing was how relationship with my body, how that was in terms of growth. And what did I say on this? So I feel like I should give some backstory because it's super important here. Years ago, I put it in my mind that I wanted to compete in a fitness competition. And to make a long story short, I pretty much beat up my body I beat up my body to the point where I had to have a joint replacement, a couple of them actually. And so I did that much to my body's chagrin, much to my chagrin, and much very painful physical therapy after. And so the growth I've had over the years since then, and especially since my last joint replacement, was that in this new season, while I'm figuring out if the conditions in my body are chronic when I go to Thailand specifically, is to really, with the help of, tirzepatide, with the help of learning how to lift weights and change my body in a way that's a lot more gentle. So that's the growth that I'm having in that area, and I'm exploring that now, specifically because Perry is full on me. She is in my business, okay? And so that's like the change of hormones and whatever that's doing. Again, another thing I'll figure out in Thailand. But also that affords me the ability to find a trainer who is really good at the gentle aspects, the more gentle aspects of changing your body composition. So I know how to do it the hard way. I am not doing things the hard way anymore in this season, ever. Actually, not even just in this season, ever. I would like to be more gentle. I'm thinking longevity. I'm thinking, but I still want to have, my body to become my body, of course, because also that's what the joints are saying. It's like, okay, that 25 pounds worth of tamales and tacos, huaraches, and all of those things that I ate, it's now time to dig in and still learn to enjoy all of the good foods take the tirzepatide, do the weightlifting in a way that respects my joints and my future longevity. Do that. And so that's where I am growth-wise in terms of my relationship with my body. I feel like I'm doing it. It's good to have notes sometimes. And so, yeah, that's where I am in terms of the growth, my growth edges and my growth spaces in terms of self-compassion and my body. Yay! So yay, join me on the journey as I go forth and recomp my body and be gentle. And I hope that by showing you the process that you too will learn to be gentle. Maybe you will have workout sessions together, the whole thing. A whole bunch of things we're gonna do. I'm gonna do here, and we're gonna talk about it. So be in the comments, of course, answer back. And yeah, that's it for today's video. Okay, aloha.